Today's topic is Panorama. Okay. Panorama is a centralized manager of your Palo Alto Firewall. It's not a manager for anything in a Palo Alto network space. It's only a manager for firewall. Okay. In Palo Alto networks, we have a different products like routers, switches, Wi-Fi, firewall, and all. So Panorama is not for other devices. It's only for a firewall. Like in Cisco, we have FMC for FTD, 40 manager for the 40 gate firewall, and SMS, that's your security manager server in your checkpoint firewall. Same way in Palo Alto, you have Panorama firewall. I mean, not firewall, manager. So we'll see theoretical part and we'll see integration part. In theoretical part, so use of Panorama is to deploy the policy, is to deploy the configurations, templates, right? So basically you have a panorama, and through the panorama you can deploy the configuration templates, right? And it can be for multiple firewalls. So it's a centralized manager for your firewalls that can be in a different locations. So Panorama is designed to provide three benefits: centralized configuration management, centralized logging management, and centralized deployment management. These are the three major aspects of your Panorama. Now, you can see functional boundary of your FMC. It can be to manage your branch office device configuration. It can be your different locations. It can be your data center where Panorama is required to manage your multiple firewalls in the different locations. Your method of connecting each firewalls can be internet through which you'll be connecting. Panorama deployment details. It depends on the license, guys. Totally depends on the license. Like one Panorama can manage up to how many firewalls? 2,500 or 1,000 or 10,000 firewalls. That totally depends on your license of the Panorama. You can have an active passive HA configurations on the Panorama as well. You can have Panorama appliances like M100, right? And you can also have the VMware or a virtual Panorama, which can be deployed on your ESXi or NSX type of platforms. Depends. So virtual machine, simple installation and maintenance. You have the prerequisite of CPU, hardwares, CPU, RAM, storage, and you have the physical appliance of your Panorama. So depends what you have purchased or what you are using. In our case, we have a virtual Panorama. Now, Panorama can be downloaded. Okay. So Panorama also can download. Okay. Here what I'm showing you is you have a Panorama and Panorama integrated with multiple firewalls. So let's say if you have to upgrade this firewall or the other firewall, through cloud, you can download the configurations to your your Panorama, and through Panorama, you can push those updates to your firewalls as well. Okay. And it can happen only to a licensed devices. So through Panorama, your managed devices, whatever you have, you can see this way you can manage, you can do the configuration. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one firewall. Here I'll take one firewall. Okay. And this firewall will be managed by your Panorama, and this Panorama I'll be accessing through PC. This is the overall requirement. Guys, do you have any questions, queries? Please tell me. This will be a short session, guys. I mean, there's not much things to discuss. Okay. So this is just a panorama, what we are discussing right now. Okay. If you have any queries, you can tell me. Uh, this PPT I'm sharing you
Sir,
guys
this
on the,
panel,
yeah, tell me.
hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, this panorama will be connected through the switch only, right, to configure rest of the firewall.
See, that's not important that Panorama should be connected via switch. Panorama can be connected to your internet directly. Your firewalls can be in a different location. Your Panorama can be in Bangalore. Your firewalls can be in UK, US. It can be in Delhi. It's not possible for them to connect via switch, right? Locally. It's not about a local connectivity. You can have the connectivity through tunnel. You can have through public IP. Depends how you want. If you have a local firewall, you can connect it via switch. If it is in a different location, you can have a internet connectivity. Okay. Ankur, am I clear?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So here is a lab guide which I simply created for you guys. You can follow these steps. This is Panorama Lab PPT, which I have shared with you guys on Zoom. Download and post in a group. So if you guys want to do a practical, you'll be following same steps, guys. Okay. So here I'm taking access of my lab. Those who need Panorama Lab, you guys tell me. I'll be sharing my credential for that particular time. Okay. So for 2 hours, I'll give you access. Within that time period, you guys can do the practical. This is not accessible through any other ports. Okay. Now here, first of all, uh, I have taken a snapshot. So every time, whenever you guys will be doing a practical, you'll right click on a panorama. You'll go for a snapshot here. You'll click on restore. Click on restore. You'll go to Palo Alto Firewall and you'll click on snapshot and you'll go to restore. Remember, guys, mistakenly don't go or don't restore any other devices. The server has multiple devices over here. So make sure you revert back to a snapshot of these two devices only. One firewall, one panorama, that's it. Your firewall and a panorama has credentials. So your Palo Alto and Panorama, both username and the passwords are this. Configure, taken a Zoom chat. These are the username and password configured for Panorama. IP addresses you guys can easily find out what's the IP address configured here. So first of all, I'll get inside the Panorama, Palo Alto Firewall. And here inside, once you revert back the snapshot, I'll log in here, admin, password is sys0123. I got logged in here. And here you can check, so system info, and we can see IP address configured here 150.1.7.100. So make a note, your PA IP is 150.1.7.100, and your panorama. So your panorama IP is 150.1.7.101. You can check out. So I'll come to panorama. Admin sys0123. So same command, guys. Firewall and your panorama has 95% same commands. So system info, same command you can use here. And here you can see few things. The most important part is serial number. Your panorama has a serial number. It means it has license. Without license, you won't be able to see serial number. And here you can see IP address. Same thing you guys can notice with your Palo Alto firewall also. Here you have a serial number which is not available without license. So you have a license, that's why it says available. Now let's take a GUI access of both the devices. So this is 101, which is Panorama, and this is 100, which is Palo Alto. I'll refresh the page. I'll come to login. So I'll say admin sys0123. Login here as well. Admin sys0123. All right. And this is your panorama, guys. And here you can see on the dashboard itself, this is a serial number of your panorama. Okay. Now come to Palo Alto Firewall. And here also I can see serial number. And you can see validity of this panorama, firewall as well. So come to license. And here I can see this was registered on February 23rd, okay, 2025, and expires never. It's a standard VM 100, okay. Software warranty and all, you can see what I have here. So for me, not a issue. Come to Panorama. Here also sometimes license description might not show here. Let me click. Okay, here it is showing. So this was the issue date. And this is when it will get expired. So we have enough license validity that we can use it. So once everything is fine, guys, here in a commit, you will see you have three different options. Okay. So you have a commit option. This is to commit changes inside a panorama. This is to push the configuration to our devices. And both combined is the third tab, commit and push. So these are the three tabs present here. Right now, it shows you only dashboard, ACC, monitor, and panorama because none of the firewalls are integrated. So once the firewall gets integrated here, after that, object, policy, all those tabs will come here. Okay. So let's start doing the integration. You have to go to manage the devices. So first of all, inside a panorama, go to manage the devices. Inside a summary, click on add. Now here it is asking you a serial number. So go to a firewall, go to a dashboard, take a serial number from here, copy it, go to panorama, paste it, and based on this serial number, it will generate the key. So generate the auth key over here and do not modify anything, guys. Simply copy this and take it OK. Now here, it shows you this particular serial number. Say OK. Currently showing you disconnected here. Now go to Palo Alto Firewall, go to device, go to setup. Here you have management. Inside a management, you have panorama settings. Click on panorama settings. Here, give the auth key. And remember one thing, guys, below 10.1 version, below 10.1 version, this auth key is not required. Currently, the version that we are using is 11.x. Okay, it is 11.x version. In 10.0 till 10.0 version, this auth key is not required. So you can skip it. But in a latest version, this auth key will be required. So come here with 150.1.7.101 IP of a panorama. Paste a key. Don't try managing the key order anything. Let it be whatever it is. 1 minute. I was supposed to uncheck one. Auto recovery part, let it uncheck. Say OK. So I'll commit the changes on the firewall. Come to panorama and commit the changes to a panorama. So we haven't integrated any devices. That's why we need to put this commit inside the panorama itself. So on panorama, successfully done. Firewall also successfully almost done. Come to panorama. Here, click on refresh. Till now, it is showing disconnected. Refresh. Come to firewall. Refresh. Panorama, refresh. Now it shows connected. Once you get it connected, your integration has completed, guys. This is how you integrate. But why still the options are not showing? We have to import our firewall. So go to setup inside the Panorama. Here you have operations. Inside operation, here you have import option. Inside the option import, you have import device configuration to Panorama. So here the device that I integrated, Palo Alto V, right? I'll import it. Click on OK. And here you see status should show you as a completed. And as soon as I did this, you see here your policy object, right? And network device, all these things appeared here because you got this firewall integrated over here and imported inside the Panorama. Guys, till this point, am I clear? Did you understand?
Yes.
Others, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, so here are a few things you have to keep in mind, guys. Like inside the Panorama, after the device integration, you will see there is something called as a device group and template. So if I am doing a configuration of network or a device, that will come under the template. So we have to push template. If I do anything configuration related to policy or object, that will be under the device group. These are the two groups here. Okay. Now, uh, so same thing, guys. Here we have everything like rules. Only here it will show pre-rule, post-rule, right? Default rules, right? So you can configure the rules from here. So pre and post is like you want to configure it top or below. This is what the pre and post like priority wise what you want to configure. This is basically like if you have any other rules. So pre or post, uh, I mean previously or after that you can decide, but you can't go beyond the you can't configure below the implicit rules. These are the two implicit rules over here. It's almost the same thing, guys. If you are aware of Palo Alto Firewall properly, your panorama will not be difficult to understand. It's same thing what we have. See, all these options are same. Everything are same. Okay, not a different. So here I'll show you a single thing where you guys can configure the interfaces. Like manually, if I go to firewall here, if I go to a network, here none of the interfaces are configured. So one thing I'll do is I'll configure one of the interface and I'll show you how would you configure it. So here when you come to network, inside the network, here inside the interfaces, right? When you click on add interface, so you basically have to add the interfaces here. Click on add interface and you have to add the interface in a slot here. So choose any slot, okay, like slot 1 and give the interface like E1 by 1 interface. Here we have E1 by 1 interface. Here you have to put in a slot. Put the interface type. Okay, L3 type I want to configure. Virtual router default. Logical router I don't have. It's a VSys1 single firewall. Zone I can select as a, you can say LAN zone, and I can say OK here. Now go to IPv4. If you have worked with the firewall, right, Panorama will not be tough for you guys to understand. Okay. So here you have to put a variable. Okay. So here, before you put any name, you have to put $sign. So put a $sign and then write IP. You can say LAN interface IP, and you have to put here IP 10.11.11.10/24. Say OK. Now, same thing we use to configure our management profile to allow any services. Same thing you guys can put here. So you can select a management profile, and here you can go with ping, and you can say LAN profile. Click on OK. So once you are done with all this, click on OK. Under the slot one, I added this interface like that. You can add multiple. So here, first of all, I'll click on commit to Panorama. When I say commit to Panorama, this does not mean your configuration has reached to firewall. No. So currently the changes that we are doing is under the template. So when you are here, if you have multiple firewalls, you can choose in which firewall you want to do the template configuration. That choice is also you guys have here. Okay. Now after doing this configuration, commit, I'll say, oh wait, I'm going with individual command, push to devices, push. And you see it's an active and completed. So once it is done, you can come to your firewall, refresh this. It has been already done. Oh, it's in progress here, not yet completed. So we'll wait. So one got completed, guys. Here you can see one got completed and another has left here. Now here you see your firewall interface got configured. Same layer 3 interface. And this asterisk mark which you see here, that represents that you have this configuration from the panorama. Okay. So this is what you can understand, the indication. So here you can see all the configurations. If I come here to object and see zones here. You can see L3 zone getting created here, right? So same way, if you come to interface management profile, here you see LAN profile getting created, right? So this way, all these things are getting configured, right? So you can configure all these IP addresses. For the IP, I didn't create an object. You can create an object and you can push it. That's why it is not showing under the object over here. I have used a direct IP. So I can create an object and push the IP as well. So here onwards, now whatever configuration you guys want to do, you can configure it. You can create a policy based on the different interfaces that you configure. So hereafter, you can go with the same flow what you had done with the firewall. This was the major part that you have to understand. That's it. So guys, from my side, Panorama is done. There's nothing much to discuss here. Now, more you want to do a configuration, it's up to you. You take access, do the configuration. So all the time when you do the configuration, you have to wipe out. Okay, so that's it. Wipe out in the sense you have to revert back a snapshot, spend time to do a configuration. The major part has been completed. I wasn't getting time to all do all this stuff in between. Okay, so guys, from my side, it is done. From your side, if you need access to a panorama, you tell me, I'll provide you credentials, and after that, you can do your practical. Okay, okay, guys, take care. See you. Bye.